Welcome to the show. First of all, for everyone who watches the replay, first things first, for you guys who are watching this not live, let me know where you're from. I know some of you guys are watching this and I get curious. I guess I love knowing who's here, who's a part of this community, and I just wanted to welcome you. So if you're watching this replay, just let me know where you're from in the comments. It would mean a lot to me. And for everyone here, what's been going on? Dom, what's going on? How you doing, brother? How you doing? What's up, everybody? I gotta get that Zoom link pinned. First of all, I want to say a big thank you for yesterday, for everyone who tuned in yesterday, who left their comments, who came and spoke on Zoom, shared their mind. Simon, just want to say thank you, guys. This is something new to me, and I think today, what we're going to talk about, I think today is something that will help. My intent is that this helps break free a lot of people. There's so many people who this thing that they're scared of is what's stopping everything. Okay, it's just stopping everything. So many, and I guess what's going on from Copenhagen? Nice. So far, so good. What's going on, everybody? Everyone jumping in the show. Good to see you guys here. Today, we're talking about what are people secretly afraid of? What are people secretly afraid of? But you know, it's not just about me. I want to hear from some of you guys as well. What are people secretly afraid of? Just put this link right here for you all. Because people are scared of something. People are scared of something. Because if no one was scared of things, everyone would be living the life they want to. Everyone will be living the life that they want to. What's going on? What's going on? Rod, what's going on? Thank you for supporting my channel. I see your little badge. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. So much. From Poznan. Ah, nice. I love Poznan. Oh, I can't wait to be back. Can't wait to go to Cuba Libre. Or I think it's the name of it. Cuba Libre? Is that the name of the place? Yeah, I think it's that. Tyranny. I see a lot of people. What are people afraid of, guys? Like what is it? Like, what is the actual thing that is everyone's so scared of doing this that they don't do what they know they really want to do? And by the way, it's 11:11 here. It's sad to watch from the outside. Because I'm going to give you, I don't have any secrets from you all, but the two biggest fears that all people have, I'm sure you guys know this if you follow my channel, I've talked about this before. The two biggest fears that everyone has is that they're not enough and they won't be loved. Those are the two biggest fears that we all have. I have this, you have this, the biggest celebrities have it, athletes, the homeless person on the street, and they're living their fear every day, most people. But people on the street, they're being rejected and they don't feel loved. There's people who literally live that. But when we can look at like, well, what's the biggest fear holding people back? Like, what's the biggest one? And I think everyone has a different opinion on this, but if I could give you my opinion through my lens and perspective, it's really disappointing the tribe. Disappointing the tribe. Disappointing your tribe. So what is your tribe? What does your tribe look like? Your tribe looks different depending on who you are, where you are. Your tribe can be, for me, my tribe is here on YouTube at this moment, right now. So it's disappointing. It's like, I want to make everyone happy. I see Samson, I remember him yesterday. Nate, I see Don. I don't want to disappoint them. So I'm going to cater what I say. And that means I'm going to say things in a certain way that I'm not going to make anybody mad. So imagine someone who lives their life like that. Someone who's just like, I don't want to make anyone mad here. I don't want to make anyone mad here. I don't want to get Rod irritated. I don't want to get Samson irritated. I don't want Nate to get mad. I don't want. So look at how I'm going to move if you see someone who's going through life like that. You know, it's funny because I'm reading two books right now. I've just dived into the author Osho. I'm going to write his name in the comment section. Everyone's always asking me for books. I recommend this author by far. And I'm also reading this book, which was gifted to me. It's not new. I mean, it's new, but not. This book right here, I'm reading both of them. And as I'm reading it, they both kind of correlate with each other. And they both talk about how we care so much about what everyone thinks. We care so much about what everyone thinks, and nobody really cares. I see a lot of people when I first jumped on here, a lot of people say they really are scared of people's judgment. And here's the example. If you guys have ever been in any of my programs, this is the example I give. First thing is you guys are scared of judgment. But here's the thing. Every single one of you guys watching me right now, you're all judging me. Every single one. All of you. Everyone on this live stream is judging me right now. Like, what is he saying? Do I agree with him? Do I relate to him? Do I even care what he's saying? So how am I supposed to, if I'm scared of being judged, why would I ever get on a live session? How could I ever do anything that could make people judge me? Well, people are going to judge everything. You know, and I think that when you can understand that it brings a little freedom. That you listen, you have a great heart. It's why you're here. You wouldn't be on my channel. You wouldn't be in these live sessions. You have a great heart. You're a great person. And if you keep caring what people think, that part of you is going to be destroyed. Because the part of you that wants to make the world a better place, the part of you that wants to help people, the part of you that sees the best in everything, the part of you that's fighting just to make the world a little bit better of a place, is going to be pushed to the side because you don't want to make anyone irritated. And I feel like, I don't know why, I didn't plan on saying, I actually didn't plan anything really to say, but I want you to just to let you guys know what you fear you feel. So some of you guys who are feeling that you're going to just be alone, you already feel alone. Some of you who feel that you're just not going to be enough for people, you already don't think you're enough. Some of you who are worried that you're going to make people irritated, you already feel like you're irritating people. Some of you watching this who feel like you're a burden on the people around you, you're a burden on the loved ones, you already are in your mind. You already are. So that's one thing. So if you feel that way, you're going to act a certain way. I'm going to give you guys the exact book I'm reading. I don't know if this book is for everyone, but the book that I'm reading right now, which I found to be very insightful. I brought a bunch of his books, but the first one I started to read by Osho, he's the author, he's the writer of books. I'm reading Osho, it's called Intimacy. So it's like trusting oneself and others. I felt like that was the perfect one for me to start reading. But he has a bunch of books, and I've just read I started like 4:30 this morning. I was reading it for probably like 30 minutes. But I think so many times we're all searching for something. It's what he talks about in the book. We're all searching for something. And people forget energy. Some of you guys have forgotten energy. So some of you are happy, you guys are searching for happiness, or you're searching for love, or you're searching for something. The fact that you're searching for it puts out there energetically that you don't have it. You don't have it. That's why you're looking for it. So what happens is now you're looking for it, you're putting yourself out there trying to find it, and now all you're saying is, I don't have it. That's it. That's what is getting communicated. I don't have it. When some of you all do, you know, I'm just early into this book, but it's changed my whole thinking. It doesn't say this in the book, but the thought that came to me really loud in my mind as I was reading this morning was, you are what you are seeking. And the more we go outside of ourselves, the worse it gets. I don't want to ruin the book, but you guys should read it. There's some great, just the first 10 pages will blow your mind. But just think about that. The whole reason, like I say, that I started these live sessions, because I want people to have the life that they want. Like, people look at me like, Luke, you're so lucky you get to travel. Like, what does that mean? Like, I didn't know anything about business or creating wealth or money online. Like, I come from a very conservative family. Like, very quiet, very chill. Like my growing up, no social media. My parents still don't have it. Like I come from a very conservative place. Like so conservative. To put yourself out on social media is insane. The way I grew up, everything is like keep everything private. Then I was a pro athlete, so it's like even more keep things private because everyone's going to gossip and have stuff in the newspaper, and it's going to be the talk of the town. But I think you have to get really clear on what you want. Like you have to get clear on what you want. Like, what are you looking for? It's the number one thing that people who, oh, just popped in. The name of the book was, I'm going to get to some of you guys' comments in a second. I don't want to lose my train of thought. I do that in a lot of my online programs. I get caught up in the comments. The title is Intimacy. It's by Osho. Let me see if I can pull up the cover of the book real quick. I don't know if you guys can see. It's this book right here. It's going to pop up. Just pause it. By Osho. But he has a lot of books. I just got a whole, he has 13 books. I've got about 7 of them. But I'm starting with this one. You're welcome. So Intimacy is the name of it. But I think, and I see someone saying, give us an example, what changed in your thinking? Well, there's a lot of things that's changed in my thinking, but one of the like the parables they gave there is he said they were walking down the street and there was this woman, I think her name was Rubia, an old lady named Rubia. And it was around 11 o'clock at night and she was in the middle of the street on her hands and knees in the light, just feeling around looking for something. And the people stopped and they asked her like, hey, Rubia, what are you looking for? And she's like, what does that have to do with anything? Just help me find it. And they're like, what are you looking for? We can help you find it better. She's like, I can't find my needle. A needle is what you use to like sew a shirt. I can't find my needle. So they're looking around, they're trying to help her find the needle. And they're like, well, where'd you last have it? Where'd you last have your needle? She's like, that's irrelevant. Just help me find it. And they asked her again, like, where's your needle? Where's your needle? Where'd you last have the needle? She said, the last I had it was in my home. And everyone stopped and looked at her. He's like, well, if you just had your needle in your home, that's the last place you have it. Why are you here on the street looking for the needle? She said, because there's no light in my home, but there's light out here on the street. So that's why I'm here looking for it. Now, it's something like this where if you can really grasp what they're saying, we all go outside of us looking for something. We all go outside of where we are to look for something. I deal with it all the time. People who pay me for these calls, especially when I was in Bali and I was doing so many of these because people want to come to Bali, 90% of the people that called and scheduled a call, they all were wanting to move to Bali or Asia or somewhere to escape something. They were looking for something. A lot of them, as I dive deep, because I don't just do calls with people, I like transforming people's minds. What I do is I move furniture in people's minds. And any of you who go home and you're kind of sick of the way things look and you reorganize the furniture, it feels like you're in a new home. Like that's what I do in people's minds. So do with my clients, is what I do with people who I just meet on the street. I do it all the time. It's who I am now. And one of the things that when I started to realize that is everybody who wanted to travel all thought that their answers were lying outside of where they are or where they were. Meaning someone who doesn't feel like they're good enough, who doesn't know what business to start, who doesn't know the impact they make in the world, who feels like they're not worth loving. They think that if they go to this paradise, for me, it was Bali, or people wanted to go to Thailand or Europe, that's where they're going to find it. And I said the exact same thing on just about every call. I said, you can come here, but I said you know who's going to be waiting for you when you arrive at the airport. The second you walk out the airport, you know who's going to be waiting for you. And they were like, I don't know, you? And I was like, no, no. I said, you are going to be waiting for you. You're going to be waiting for you outside the airport with the same thoughts, the same questions, the same feeling. If you don't feel like you're enough to be loved, You don't feel like you're enough to be supported in your life, going somewhere outside of yourself, Rubia on the street looking at the light, going outside of yourself to try to find that doesn't help anything. It actually makes you feel worse because now no one cares. Trust me, when I was in Bali, and this was during 2020, like honestly, like I was still living in a paradise. Like I was living on a farm in the middle of nowhere, and like I had food and all this kind of stuff. I wasn't really worried about anything. At that time, my money wasn't so great, but I still was like, I'm fine for a few months. And I just remember thinking like, after like a couple days, and I just started to look at like my family and people who I knew, and people who I knew were so happy and they were scared, I started to feel bad. And then I started to think of like, who can I reach out to because I feel so bad? Who can I tell? No one understood me. Nobody really understood me. And it was like such a lonely feeling because it's like, well, you're in Bali, you're on a farm in a villa where you have everything. How can you be sad? That's the world we live in. So what I would tell people on these calls is like, well, when you get to Bali and you still have the same thought that I'm not good enough and no one ever really accepts me for who I am, now when you're crying, no one will feel your pain. Because everyone, you know that quote where it goes like, I'd rather be crying in a private plane than crying on the bus. It's weird because on the private plane, no one would care in the world we live in. On the bus, at least people would come up to you and ask you something. And I think that when you can grasp that, when you can understand that going outside yourself, looking for the needle just because there's light out there doesn't mean that that's what you're going to find. Is that even what, like everything you're looking for, when you understand that it's in you, it sounds crazy. And for some people, when you're not ready to hear that, it doesn't make any sense. And I totally understand. I was the same way. But whatever you're looking for outside you, it's not there. I just posted, I can't remember exactly what I posted. I'm gonna get to some of you guys' comments in a second. If you guys have something to say, what are people secretly afraid of? Jump in the Zoom. We can have a little Zoom call. I just posted something. I can't remember what I said. This is what I posted. Literally just posted it like 30 seconds ago. Or no, like 10 minutes ago. When was the last time people pleasing ever left you satisfied? When was the last time people pleasing ever left you satisfied? Ever. When? When has you ever given so much of yourself just to try to make someone happy and it made you feel good long term? When? And the more you think about it, you're like, wait a minute, that's actually never really happened. When? You tell me. When's the last time you gave more than you should have and it made you feel good? It doesn't. But yet you keep doing it thinking it's going to satisfy you. But now with this awareness that you just have now, it's going to change the way you look at it. And one of the things that I realize is it happens a lot. For me, when I step outside, like, I'm not feeling too great today, I'm going to go above and beyond people pleasing. That doesn't ever help. It actually does the worst thing because now I've given more and I feel less. So what does that do energetically? What's at the end of that energetic string? So I'm looking through some of you guys' comment. What's up, Sullivan? What's up, Dice? How you doing, brother? I remember you said that exact thing about the airport to me during our clarity call last summer. I hated it at the time, but it helped me so much. I'm so glad. Oh, we did a clarity call, Sean. Yes. And I'm telling you, on the calls, on the clarity calls, and Sean, you should reach out to me. We need to speak again. But on clarity calls that I do, on the one-on-one calls that I do, I always point out to people. And the people who were in the beginning who did these calls with me, they didn't get that. All I did was just act like a Q&A guy. They asked me questions, I hooked them up with people and got them what they need. But then it was like a pattern. And I was like, wait, everyone's coming here to try to run away. And I see someone's comment, Nerdist, let's be honest, are you happy living in Bali? I think if you phrase the question like that, absolutely. But not because I was happy because I was living in Bali. I was happy because I was happy living with myself. I became happy with who I was. So the situation that I was in didn't change. Everything, I believe everything that we do amplifies what's already within us. So going to Bali, the first week in Bali, like I didn't know what to do. I was really lost at what to do. But then as I start to accept myself, because I say Bali's like we'll have a live session on Bali, but Bali's like a vortex. Bali's the biggest mirror I've ever been to, other than an intimate relationship. Bali's the biggest mirror, because whatever you are, when you go to Bali and you cross into Bali, you become more of that. If you were a very generous, like I'm very generous and I love helping people out. And when I got to Bali, that part of me got amplified. Everything was cheaper, so I could help out even more people. I also was someone who was worried about the future. And I got to Bali and there were so many options. I just worried about the future even more. It amplified everything. And now it's like, what do you do with that? And because there was nowhere to go, everything shut down, I was forced to sit with myself. It was 2020 is one of the greatest gifts. The most scared, the most growth, everything at the same time. And I think, and I see your comment, I just saw you, Don. I think mirrors are everywhere. Mirrors are everywhere, but there's certain places that the mirrors can't be ignored. Every conversation you have with someone is a mirror. Anytime you look at a homeless person on the street, and that's a mirror. I don't think you know this, but some of the people you look at who you think have so much money because they have cool cars, they don't own the car. They don't own the house. If they were to lose their job tomorrow, they would be homeless on the street as well. So I think that when it comes to, well, we don't see the reality of people actually, but we don't even know the reality of ourselves. We're discovering ourselves. So how can we possibly understand someone else? So when you're in Bali, it became such a mirror. And then it made me realize what I really loved that I didn't realize. I never realized how much I enjoyed being around people who were grateful. I never realized how much I enjoyed being around people who just were happy with where they were, with what they had. Everyone is so happy about the next thing. Everyone wants what's next. We live in a world where we're just waiting for things to be over, waiting for the job to be over, waiting for the kids to grow up, waiting for this business to get started, waiting for this book to launch, waiting for this program to do what it's going to do. And we forget about the here and now, like where we are. How can I make where I am the best? I've now realized so much for me is that if I can't make where I am the way that I want things to be, then going outside is not going to help anything. And I'm a professional, at that. So I was really faced with it. I think it was more challenging for me. I tell people I think it was more challenging for me. And I tell this to people that I work with and everything. I'm like, I'm not judging you because I have more of this. It was exposed to me more than anybody. Because I was like, especially over the last year, I was like, I could go anywhere. Like I can live anywhere. So if I want to run away, before when I was doing like the vlog, when I was being a pro athlete, I only could run away for 2 or 3 months. Because the off season was 3 months and I had to do 2 months of travel, but I went out every single night. So I needed to recover for a month and train for the upcoming season. And then when I left basketball, like I had 10 months traveling, but I had a very limited budget. And I was very much like, not sure what to do. I was still lost a little bit and just kind of roaming around basically. But then after getting business going and different things like this, I was like, now I can be anywhere. Now I can live anywhere. I don't have to do anything. I can go somewhere and just go for 6 months and just do nothing. So now everything that I have, people are like, you're so lucky, but I don't think that's the right word you want to use. Because now you can go anywhere and distract yourself from all the things that you actually need to focus on. The more options you have, it seems like it's great, but it's not what you think. Like I made a post probably like 3 months ago, walking on a beach in Mexico. Like this is what everyone wants. This is the dream. I was walking on the beach in Mexico. I was actually wearing this shirt because the sun is out. So I'm wearing this like, it stops the sun rays. I was like, this is what everyone wants. This is the dream, walking on a beach in Mexico. I'm telling you, take it from me. Take it from me. Like it's a very boring time. Like I have a business, I make money. I don't have to do anything right now to to have my bills paid. Like I have money working. I don't have to do anything. I could be okay. I could just, I've already thought it. So I could just take 6 months and just whatever, walk around and do whatever I want, not have to work or do anything. But I'm telling you, that lasts for like 5 days. And the second you get alone, that's when it comes out. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you, the second you get by yourself is when it comes out. You can distract yourself and go out and party and do pubs and go on tours and all that, and that, you don't feel it. But the second you're alone, that's when it hits you. Ask anyone who's traveled for a long period of time. When you're busy, it's fine. But when you're alone, like I used to not be able to be by myself. Like when I was traveling, I always wanted to be around people and meeting people. And I stayed in hostel rooms of like 28 people in a room because that fueled me. So for me, it made me realize that you need to be even more focused on like, what are you going to do? Like we're going to have a conversation maybe later this week on all my people who are retiring out there. 10,000 people are retiring a day. And 3 years after retirement, people are in the worst shape of their life, and they feel statistically, at 3 years after retiring, they're in the worst shape of their life, feeling the worst they ever have, and feeling really lost. And in a world where they're really old, they're looked at as old. And I mean, I can tell you that. You guys watched the vlog. You saw me just 1 year after retirement. I was 25 pounds heavier than I was when I played. I think even more, honestly. But the thing wasn't the weight. I didn't care so much about the weight, but in shape. I was out of shape, like horrible. I couldn't even run or anything. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? You can watch the vlog. Go back to the vlogs from 2020. Look at me in January 2020. Or no, not, yeah, even January. But go look at May 2020. That's the 1 year mark. That was the worst. That was only 1 year. Because we build all these habits and all this stuff happens. So I think that one of the most important things we can get, like, well, what are people afraid of before I get way off course here? What are people really afraid of? I was afraid of facing reality. Because the belief systems for me had to change. My belief system was always like, I get in shape during the basketball season. That was my mentality was this. So when I'm not in basketball season, I eat what I want, I do what I want. Anyone who watched the vlogs when I was traveling, I went out every single night. I was talking to my partner yesterday, and she's like, well, how did it go in basketball season? I was like, well, I'd wake up around 10 a.m. I'd edit the vlog from about 10 to 12, 10 to 1 p.m. Then I'd go out and eat. I usually eat while I was editing. Then from 1 to like 7, I just film the vlog all day. Meet people, hang out, film the vlog. And then I said, then I go back home around 8 o'clock. Then I usually edit the vlog a little bit. I just cut the vlog that I did that day. Raw cut it. Means I cut all the clips together. No music, nothing. And then I usually go to sleep. I'd sleep from about 8:30 to about 11. Then around 11, I'd wake up. I'd go to eat. And I'd go party until like 6. Come back home at 6, sleep from 6 to 10. And I just did that for 2 months. That was like the routine that I did. And that's what I got used to doing. And then when I quit playing basketball and I stopped, I don't want to say quit, I wanted to take a break. I realized, like, wait a minute. Like, that desire went away so quickly. Like the desire to go out and do all this stuff because I don't have to make it up in this time. I was like, that's so interesting. That's so interesting. I really was trying to escape something. If you guys saw the vlog when I was in Barcelona the first time after I had stopped playing basketball, and I had the conversation with Anna, my really good friend who knew me when I first came to Europe. And I was telling her, I was like, it seems like Barcelona's changed. Don't you think so, Anna? She's like, Luke, no, it hasn't. She's like, you have. She's like, when you used to come here all the time, you were in your basketball season and you wanted a place where no one knew you and you could escape. She's like, now you don't have that anymore. She's like, now you're just doing what you want to do. She's like, so Barcelona hasn't changed. You've changed, my friend. And never forget that conversation, because I didn't even know my camera was rolling and it still was, and caught that. So what happened was, when I started to gain all this weight and get out of shape and all this, I was scared of facing reality of like, I need to find a new hobby to start moving my body. I need to find a new method of doing what I love to do. What is what I love to do? Traveling. Traveling is nice, but traveling gets very old because it doesn't become travel. It doesn't feel like travel for me anymore. People are like, where are you? I'm not traveling. I just live. It's just like just I'm just living. I just change places when I feel like it's time to change. So people are, if you're afraid of being rejected from the tribe, and people need to understand where this comes from. You need to understand why you're scared of that. Because I think people don't understand why. People, oh, you guys who were in the Zoom room, my bad, I missed you all. I saw the thing go away. But the Zoom link is there. I should look at it soon. But you need to understand, you're scared of being rejected from the tribe because if you were rejected from the tribe 500 years ago, you died. You died. You can't do everything. If you're a man, you can't go out and hunt all day, protect yourself while you're hunting. You get the kill, and now someone has to watch your back while you gut this thing or whatever you do. Then you have to go back and cook it. Then you also have to build shelter and fire. You need to also be your own guard. That doesn't work. If you're a woman watching this, rejection from the tribe is even worse, I think. If you're a woman watching this, how are you going to be, for example, pregnant, but at the same time, go hunting, at the same time, cook the food, at the same time, protect yourself? Then when you have a kid, how are you going to raise a kid? Most people struggle to just raise a kid in general, but how are you going to raise a kid and also go hunting? Where you can leave the baby somewhere? The crying baby, that's just a liability. So this is like where this comes from in our mind, in our brain. It comes from this. It comes from this. But we don't live in that world anymore. You don't need to be scared of making people irritated, because the people that you make irritated, what does that matter? Like, what does it matter? Every single person watching this stream right now is judging me. What does it matter? You could think, oh, Luke is a great guy, or you could think Luke has no idea what he's talking about. What does that have to do with me? That's none of my business. None of my business. I think so many times we're just in other people's business too much. In too much people's business to worry what they're saying about me. That's tiring. Like, why do I care? What are you going to do with that knowledge? There was this, I read this story. It was just like a paragraph, but it said that these people were walking on the street and he heard these people yelling behind, they were going past the psych ward, and he heard these people yelling behind the fence, 13, 13, 13, 13. And they're just like, what is that? And the group of people walk over to the fence, 13, 13. They're yelling out, everyone's yelling out, 13, 13, 13. And there's a little hole in the fence. And the group of people looking like, we can look in the psych ward and see what's going on. All they hear is 13, 13, 13. So then the one boy looks, he's like, I'm gonna look and see what that is. And everyone's still yelling, 13, 13, 13. And the little guy in the group, he puts his eye to look through there to see what's going on. And someone pokes him in the eye. And then they say, 14, 14, 14, 14. Take from that what you like. I can't remember why I even said that story, but you can take from that what you like. But we're always, I mean, people are curious, and at the same time, people are always worried about other things. Let's just take it that. We can take that lesson from it. People are always worried about other things and what people think and what's going on. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Worried about other people. You'll be number 14, sticking your eye in there, trying to worry what's going on. Like, what's going on? Like, it's none of your business. It's none of my business what you think of me. And the more you start to care less about what other people think, the more free you become. You know, we're gonna do a live session about this too. Let me write it down so I don't forget. We're gonna do a session on the pickup industry. The pickup artist, if you guys don't know what that is, we're gonna have a session on that, a deep session. And anyone who loves to read people and learn about people, don't miss this live session. That's what I'm telling you. I don't even know if I'm gonna keep that live session public. That's something I might just host for the members, actually. We'll have two parts to it. Or one part I'll go very broad, very open. And then the second part, I'll do it only for the YouTube members here. We'll go deep into it. Because I used to be really big in the pickup industry. So pickup artists, like I used to really love it. It was so fun to learn, like, because I learned so much of NLP and just to go into, because I guess I looked at it as the people's biggest fear is speaking in public. And I started to think to people, I was like, actually, people's biggest fear isn't speaking in public. It's speaking to someone who they're attracted to in public. So I was like, if I can master that, I can master anything. So I studied it for a long time. This was like young Luke from 22 to 30, learning about all this stuff. And I learned so much about human behavior. We'll dive into that another time. But rejection was the biggest thing that stopped people that I worked with. Rejection. Worried that the person who I am attracted to, and I say something to them and they reject me. So we'll dive this a little bit deeper. And really quick, before we dive one step deeper, let me write it down so I don't forget my train of thought. Before we dive one step deeper, a little shout out to today's sponsor of the video. First of all, YouTube members, you guys who are members of here. And by the way, while I'm doing this, guys, we got to get the likes up a little bit. Got to get the likes up. The YouTube members, you guys who support me, people who donate on PayPal, patrons, I want to thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of your support. You guys who are new around here, free school I created. Some of you guys don't want to spend money. A free school that can teach you so much. I created it a while ago. It's Your Skills Academy. It's linked in the description below. If you guys who want more in depth, like every month, we have a group coaching. That's a paid 1-year commitment, but that's a group coaching happening. We're starting on Thursday or Friday. On the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of every month, we're live talking together in Zoom. And that is something that'll be very empowering for some of you. Some of you guys are needing a group of like-minded people. You're needing a group of like-minded people. And I can't stress the power of that. The questions that are asked, people ask questions that you don't think to ask, which becomes so powerful. And knowing that you're not alone, that there's other people who are not only paying and giving their time, but also getting results. A lot of the people who are in my group coaching, they want to start a business. They already either have one that's not going great, or they want to get into coaching. So we talk about all kinds of things from health to wealth to business, all that kind of stuff. We get to very esoteric. And that's all that stuff is linked below. And for some of you, I only do this like 1 or 2 times with one person, is I do calls. There's a link description below. You can book a one-on-one call with me. Those start on Thursday, the next session for calls, okay? And on that note, this is why rejection is so bad for so many people. And I think what you're about to hear in this next minute might be a life changer for you. I want you to understand that it's not the rejection that hurts you. It's not the rejection. And why I'm saying this, guys, we got to get the likes up, guys. What's going on here? What's going on? Come on. Let's get the likes up. So this next minute might change your life, okay? Here's the reason why rejection is hurting so many of you. It's not because you're rejected. That's not it. Okay, let me just tell you that secret. It's not because you're being rejected. It's because of what rejection means to you. It's what it means to you. That's why you're struggling so much. Some of you are scared to fail, not because it's failing, but because what failure means about you. Failure for you guys mean that you are a failure. For all of you who are scared to fail, failure means that you are a failure in your mind. Failure for someone else might mean that they learned something. For other people, failure doesn't exist. For someone like me, the way I think, how can failure exist? Failure, my rule for failure, and this is something that's important, how you define failure. For me, failure only happens if I don't learn something. If I don't learn something, then I've failed. That's it. That's it. If I don't learn something, that's a fail for me. If I meet someone, I don't learn something, it's a fail for me. And I can always learn something. So how do I fail? What does that even mean? What does that mean, fail? Like me wanting to be a pro athlete and never becoming a pro athlete, is that a fail? I gave everything I had. If that's how it turned out, I wouldn't be a failure. I'm a success. I kept going when other people were terrified and they wouldn't do it. And no one said that I could. The reason why so many of you guys are hurting is because of what these things mean to you. You're making it mean something that's horrible. Some of you guys have business and are trying to run a business, and some of you guys are trying to travel the world and wanting to have a full-time lifestyle of where you can just live and work anywhere and make money, but you're not making enough money to do it. And you're judging yourself. You're making, because I'm not making money, that means that I'm a failure. Because I'm not making money, because you're tying your worth to how much money you make. You're tying your worth to how much money you make. Hold on, I kind of froze. I think I'm back. Am I back? Hold on 1 second. Can you guys hear me? It looks like my YouTube froze. 1 second. One second. I should be back soon. Can you guys hear me? Oh, it didn't freeze. Oh, well, it froze for me. That's weird. I'm frozen on my screen. Uh, but if you guys can hear me, then that's cool. Can you guys hear me now? Or let me make sure you guys can hear me now. If you can hear me now, write Y. Type the letter Y if you can hear me right now. If you can hear me right now, just type the letter Y for me, because I'm frozen. I am really frozen. Wait till I see some Y's to make sure. I'm just gonna pause for 1 second. Whoa, I froze for a. Oh, Y. Oh, okay. I meant the letter Y, but I'm guessing you guys can hear me. Can everyone else hear me, or is it only Dom can hear me? Is Dom the only one can hear me? Can anybody else hear me? Or is everyone just ignoring me and just watching me talk? Oh, okay. You hear me? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Amazing. Hold on 1 second. Is Dom the only one that can hear me? Can someone else hear me? I need some of you guys to participate. Am I recording this? At least I can record this to my computer. Dom, I think you're the only one that can hear me. I'm not even joking. I think you're the only one that can hear me, because like my screen is frozen. Oh, so they can't hear. Okay. Okay. And I saw you guys come into the Zoom room. Hold on 1 second. I can't remember where I was going with that, what I was saying. But it's what things mean to you guys. What things mean to you. That's the part that is where I was going. Maybe we'll end today's session. I don't know what's going on with it's my internet, of course. I have a tendency to go to countries where the internet is always off. But some of you guys here in the Zoom room, can you hear me in the Zoom room at least? I don't know how to say your name. Vote just in the Zoom room. Can you hear me? Yeah, it's really strange, the internet. But that's Mexico, so I'm not surprised. If this was like a business call, I would just unplug the router, but we're live. Buddhist, I can't hear you on your Zoom. I don't know if you can do something, if you can change it. Unmute yourself. Or maybe cut your video on and thumbs up, thumbs down if it's working. Refresh fixed it for you. Awesome, Sean. Awesome. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. That's how the internet is. But I feel like that was good for today. I have people in the Zoom room too, and they're like frozen in the Zoom room. Okay. Okay. Maybe we'll finish the session there. Maybe that's a sign. It's a sign. Keep it under an hour. And I guess we'll jump in this tomorrow. We're going to jump and talk about this a little bit more tomorrow. We're going to get into some things. Sí, todo bien. Todos bien aquí en México. Un poco calor ahora, pero super bueno. And someone, Travis, you said, if I'm going to be near Oaxaca still next month, you're going to participate in an indigenous sustaining project if you're interested. Yes, let me know. Send me an email or a message on Instagram, and then I'll let you know about that. I would need to know where it is and what time of day it is, because it's really hot and it's starting to get even more hot. So just let me know. And you guys in this room, I'm not sure what's going on. I'm going to remove you and just rejoin. Maybe that will help. Okay. Oh no, you can't rejoin if you're removed. So leave the Zoom room and just come back. It's true about retirement. I told myself I probably will never retire. That's great, depending on what you're doing. If you love doing what you're doing, then I think what would be the point of retiring? You know, you want to travel the world like you, but right now I still work for money, not money work for me. I'll try my best. Well, nerdy is if you're working for money, then money should be working for you because you're making money. You know, that's the main thing. You need to have it working for you. If you're making money, you need to invest it first. In my opinion, it's not financial advice. You need to invest it first. Doesn't matter if it's $1, $5. You can make $5 work for you. You know, $5, as crazy as it sounds, $5 at 7%, you know, you're making whatever, 25 cents a year, but that's a start. That's money getting paid for you. Your money's working. That's the goal. And also, you guys who are really looking into wealth this month, and I guess we're done right now. My Zoom is just freezing and my thing. But I think you guys can hear me. That's cool. But this month in the coaching, in my group coaching in the Charmed Year, we're talking about wealth. So you guys who are serious about wealth, wanting to build wealth, you're going to learn a lot of the things. If you guys aren't involved in staking, if you're not staking your money, if you're not having it invested in certain things, if you're not investing it, I think there's going to be a lot of struggle you're going to have with the way the world's coming up, with inflation, with all the things going on. And it's only just going to get more interesting soon with what I hear. You definitely want to prepare for that because we're all in a position where we know about it, that it's coming. And we're going to talk about that in this month. So we're in 4 days in the Charmed Year. Link in the description below. But on that note, guys, I don't know what's going on. I think this thing is frozen. It's frozen for me, but I hope everyone's good. Muchas gracias para ven aquí conmigo hoy. Thank you so much for coming here with me today. Gonna have some vlogs in Spanish coming out soon, by the way, giving you guys a little hint on what's to come. And can you guys still hear me, actually? I don't even know if they were gonna hear me, but we're still talking. We're still rolling. But yeah, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Some vlogs in Spanish coming soon. And on that note, thank you guys. I appreciate you all. I thought those were earthquake alarms. Been a lot of earthquakes here. But thank you for being here. Speak to you guys probably tomorrow around the same time. Got something interesting to talk about tomorrow. Oh my goodness. And I need to hear from you guys tomorrow, some of your opinions on this topic. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. You guys can hear me? Okay, cool. At least that's good. Everyone's popping up right now saying they can hear me. Right when I was about to get off. Yeah, so I guess at the end of the day, guys, if I had to sum this whole thing up, what people are secretly afraid of, people aren't scared of rejection. They're not scared of failure. They're not scared of, being hated. If you're scared of what it means if you are, that's what you're really scared of. Get to that issue. Figure that out. if you are rejected, what does that mean to you? That's where the problem comes in. And when you can understand this, I think that this is where oh, okay, I got it back on live. Okay, that's where everything starts. So many of you guys, when it means that you're a failure, when it means that you're a rejection, when it means that you're a loser, when it means that you're horrible, when it means that you're not lovable, when it means that you're not enough, it's going to make you feel a certain way, because what something means to you always gives you the emotion. Remember that. What it means to you gives you the emotion. What it means to you gives you the emotion. If this live stream means that Luke really cares about us, that's going to give you an emotion. If this live stream means that Luke thinks that we're all horrible and we're stupid and he just needs to help us all the time, that's going to give you another emotion. So at the end of the day, it's about who chooses what it means. You can change the meaning of something in a second. That's why that's why your life can change like this. You've been rejected by so many people because that means you're meant to meet new people. You're not making money in your business because you're meant to have another kind of business. Like, you have to change that meaning. When you change, if that makes sense to you guys, let me know. Write in the comments. Yes, if that makes sense. If that makes sense, let me see a yes. And that way I also know if this thing is working live. My live is going crazy. I don't know what's going on. Okay, let's try this one more time. You guys in the Zoom, in the waiting room, Zoom room, I'm trying to let you guys in. Okay, yes, awesome, amazing. I'm trying to let you guys in the Zoom room. I'm not sure what's going on. Vutjis, I think that's your name. I'm not seeing you. Then I guess maybe we're done. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. And let's try and do this tomorrow. Should be good tomorrow. I'm pretty sure tomorrow. I'm gonna be in a place, I don't know if I have an internet connection, but if I do have internet connection, we will be on here tomorrow. Starting the show, wanting to hear from you guys. Appreciate you guys. Take care. And everyone, always remember to work hard, be brave, and don't forget to smile. Ciao, guys. Now I need my outro music and a quote. And here's the quote. This is an inner need, but you don't know what you are seeking. And unless you know what you are seeking, how can you find it? From Osho, the book I recommended. Name of the book is Intimacy. Take care.